Hey there internets, I'm Michael and this is Toucan Play That Game, bringing you another game night in review, and this time I'm going to be talking about my first impressions of Artifacts Inc. So what is Artifacts Inc? Well, in Artifacts Inc you are each archaeologists who are out seeking fame and wealth. You're doing expeditions, going diving, etc. to get ancient artifacts, which you're then selling on to museums or private collectors in order to fund your future expeditions, etc. The way this all works thematically is fine. How it works in play is that you have a tableau of cards in front of you. You start with 4 set cards that everyone has the same of, and then there are rows of cards in the middle of the table that you can buy from, as well as some public locations that everyone can use. The nature of the game is it is a dice allocation game. So at the start of your turn, you'll roll your dice, a number of dice as dictated by one of your cards, which you can upgrade later on in the game to gain more dice. There are also cards you can get to be able to change the value of dice and in order to re-roll dice, etc. So you'll allocate these dice that will give you artifacts. Say you go on an expedition to get skulls or an expedition to get scrolls or something like that, or rubies or whatever. And you allocate the dice and each card on it will give a number of dice you need, like either 1, so you have to use a 1 value, or 2+, so you can use a 2 or more. And if it's just got 1 dice value listed, then you can only do it once. If it's got multiple dice values listed, then you can use each one of those. So once you've got those goods, you'll then sell those goods using the public locations in order to gain money. And you can then use that money and also goods, a combination of those, in order to upgrade the existing cards in your tableau, to be better, or to buy other cards. Now, the whole aim of this is to get victory points. Now, when you buy cards, those will give you victory points. You can go diving, that'll give you victory points. You can sell things to museums, and then at the end of the game, if you've sold the most to the museums, you'll get victory points. Now, this all seems very fine. It's an okay game. Mechanically, it feels like it should work. I have enjoyed other dice allocation games. The issue I found playing this was that it lacked interaction. So it very much felt very solitaire of, right, you can't really plan what you're going to do on your turn because you don't know what your dice are going to be. So you roll your dice, you go, well, it would have been good to be able to do that or to do that, but I can't do those things. Okay, right, let me think about this. Well, if I do that, I can do it. So what happens is you wait till your turn, you roll your dice, you spend a couple of minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, figuring out what you're then going to do with those dice. And everyone else is just sat there twiddling their thumbs while you are playing your own little game. And then you've done your turn. Great. Okay, next person's turn. They do the same, and it doesn't have any effect on what you're doing. Okay, they might buy a building that you wanted to get. Big deal, they bought a building you wanted to get. A new one comes out. There's so many copies of all the buildings. They're not that unique or special that it's just a case of, okay, well, I can't buy that. Well, turned out my dice are so bad I couldn't have bought it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It felt like it lacked that interaction. The one good thing it did have on interaction was with the museums, because the museums want specific orders. So they want like 1 skull, 2 skulls, 3 skulls, and you place a cube on there to indicate that order has been fulfilled by you, and no one else can do that. So no one else can then sell a single skull, for example, if you already have. That worked nicely, and it will get you points at the end of the game. But it just wasn't enough. You just weren't interested in what other people were doing, because it's a case of, yeah, roll your dice, whatever you do over there doesn't really affect what I'm doing. There's nothing I can do to stop whatever you're doing to try and win the game. So it was just a solitaire race to get to those points with no means of affecting what the other player was doing, really. So yeah, I just can't recommend this game. I have no interest in trying it. If, however, you know, it sounds of interest to you, then do check it out. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. And of course, if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, subscribe to the channel, and also take a look at us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.